Settle into the driver's seat of a modern car, and you are immediately surrounded by comfort. You have climate control, sound-deadening insulation, and a dashboard full of digital displays. It feels remarkably safe. It feels like your living room. But that quiet cabin hides a violent reality. You are strapping yourself into 2 tons of metal, glass, and combustible fluid and hurtling it through physical space at 100 kilometers an hour. Look at this warning directly from a technical driving manual. Even with electronic aids, you cannot overcome the limits of driving physics. Anti-lock brakes and electronic stability programs are incredibly advanced, but microprocessors cannot negotiate with gravity or momentum. To actually drive safely, you have to understand the invisible war happening right beneath your feet. Every time you accelerate, turn, or brake, your car's engineering is actively fighting the unforgiving laws of nature. This diagram shows just how fragile your grip on the road really is. A vehicle weighing thousands of kilograms relies entirely on 4 small patches of rubber where the tires meet the asphalt. If you add up the total surface area of all 4 contact points, it roughly equals the size of a single sheet of A4 paper. Massive physical forces are constantly attacking that tiny area of rubber. When you hit the gas or the brakes, radial forces try to rip the tire forward or backward. When you turn the wheel, lateral traction forces pull it sideways. This photograph highlights the tread wear indicator, or TWI, molded directly into the tire. These grooves are engineered to channel water away so the rubber can actually touch the road. To maintain those physical forces we just talked about, you need a statutory minimum tread depth of 1.6 millimeters. When that tread wears down, the water has nowhere to go. A thin film of liquid builds up, physically lifting the tire off the ground. In a fraction of a second, aquaplaning severs your only connection to the earth, leaving you with 0 steering and 0 braking. Tires are your vehicle's absolute physical limit. Once they lose the fight against the elements, the rest of the car's safety features have nothing left to stand on. Driving in a straight line is one thing, but the moment you turn the steering wheel, you invite a massive invisible hand to push your vehicle toward the outside of the curve. That is centrifugal force. This graphic illustrates exactly how unforgiving that outward pull can be. The math is exponential. Doubling your speed into a curve results in 4 times the centrifugal force trying to throw you off the road. This diagram shows a car's natural center of gravity, marked here with an S. Before you even start the engine, you can severely compromise how your car handles curves by strapping heavy cargo to the roof. You are physically pulling that center of gravity higher into the air. By raising the weight, you create what engineers call a tilt moment. That top-heavy load acts like a lever, magnifying the centrifugal force on the outside tires. The vehicle will slide outward, ignore your steering commands entirely, or simply roll over. Ultimately, you cannot outdrive bad weight distribution. Loading a vehicle improperly alters its physical architecture, turning an engineered machine into a heavy pendulum just waiting for a sharp turn. Building momentum takes time, as your engine gradually pushes the car up to speed. But stopping requires shedding all that accumulated kinetic energy in seconds. Your disc and drum brakes do this by converting that violent forward motion into extreme heat through friction. This text outlines the sheer brutality of what happens when the brakes aren't enough and the car stops against a solid object. A collision at merely 20 kilometers per hour hits your body with the exact same physical impact as falling off a ledge 1.6 meters high. At 50 kilometers per hour, it is equivalent to dropping nearly 10 meters. To survive that rapid transfer of energy, you need distance. The seatbelt provides a crucial buffer zone. It allows your body to slow down over a slightly longer physical distance, giving that deadly momentum time to dissipate before you hit the dashboard. Airbags are strictly supplementary devices. They deploy to support the seatbelt and cushion the head and chest. But if you aren't wearing the belt, the airbag cannot manage that incoming kinetic energy on its own. Surviving a crash comes down to managing momentum. You either shed it gradually with your brakes, or your safety systems force it to dissipate across a buffer zone. Every safety system we've discussed, from friction and lateral grip to energy dissipation, relies on the vehicle's components being in peak mechanical condition. If the brakes are low on fluid or the tires have lost their tread, the physics will win every time. This shifts the driver's responsibility. Your job begins as an engineer, verifying the machine before you become its pilot. To manage this, drivers use the Walken pre-flight checklist. It stands for water, oil, air, fuel, energy, and emergency kit. Verifying air preserves your friction lifeline, while water and oil handle the internal friction of shedding momentum. Checking your tire pressure and fluid levels is the mechanical arming of your vehicle. By verifying these systems, you are actively maintaining the car's technical capacity to fight physical forces. The smartest microprocessors in the world cannot save a car with bald tires or a top-heavy roof load. A truly safe driver respects the invisible forces of nature and actively maintains the engineering required to master them.